for the AI stock playbook. We will be beginning shortly. Just give a minute. This is Phil Gunn here. I'm your presenter for today. We'll be starting a session in about a minute's time. Meanwhile, you can take a look at the ongoing promotions to sign up for a Nova demo account by scanning the QR code. Once again, thank you for joining us for our live webinar on AI stock playbook, sector strategies and top picks. This is Phil Gunn, your presenter for today. I'm a senior sales manager with Philip Nova. In today's webinar, we'll be discussing key factors and sectors and strategies for the AI stock. If you can hear me, just type yes in the question box. Also, during the webinar, if you have any questions, to type them in the question box, and I'll address them at the end of the session. Just a brief introduction of myself. My name is Phil Gunn, the speaker, and I've been with Philip Nova for 17 years now, since 2008. I hold a dual license in futures and stocks, and I'm an account manager to help clients trading in futures, forex, as well as shares, with understanding of the product and market by providing coaching, economic information to make proper trading decisions. So AI is no longer confined to tech giants. It's fueling a broader industrial and economic transformation across every major sector. For investors, the key lies in identifying companies with real-world AI deployment, measurable ROI, and durable growth levers, not just speculative buzz. So as the AI stack matures from chips to cloud to sector-specific applications, the opportunity set continues to grow, diversify, and evolve. Throughout the webinar, you may have questions. Feel free to post them in the question box. My facilitator will arrange them and let me know. The webinar itself will also be put up on YouTube after today for you to revisit if you wish to do so. Let's get right into it. Before we start, a disclaimer on the webinar today. Materials provided here is for general information and does not constitute a recommendation or solicitation to trade. So the agenda for today, we'll start off the AI stock boom, a brief introduction of the key drivers that's behind the surge in the AI-related stocks. Then we'll take a broader look at the AI market landscape. What are the trends that are shaping finance, robotics, and the health tech? These are the three major sectors and more. And how do we categorize them into, for the AI part, into semiconductors, which is the hardware, the software part, as well as the cloud AI leaders. And from these sectors, we'll attempt to find the winners or the most popular ones, and how to screen for these top AI stocks using earnings, forecasts, and the upcoming deals and pipelines for these companies. Also, we'll be touching on the Philip Nova 2.0, the benefits of trading AI stocks with TradingView on the Philip Nova 2.0 platform. Lastly, we have a platform walkthrough at the end of the session. So what's driving the AI stock boom? Well, artificial intelligence is no longer a futuristic concept. This is a present-day economic engine transforming entire industries, from streamlining healthcare diagnostics to enabling robotic automation and reshaping financial services. AI is powering a generational shift in how business operate and make decisions. In 2025, AI has evolved from an experimental tool into a production-grade utility embedded across sectors. Investors are now looking beyond just big tech to identify where AI is becoming a true differentiator and where the next wave of exponential growth will emerge. This market overview explores the majority industry verticals being reshaped by AI, spotlighting the themes, usage, and investment implications across finance, robotics, health tech, and beyond. So the first driver, it all started with the soaring demand for AI infrastructure. NVIDIA, as we all know, is the AI chip powerhouse, continues to lead the pack. In its latest quarter, AI chip and data center sales surged 56% year-on-year, with revenue soaring to 41.1 billion and a strong forecast of 54 billion for the next quarter. Its dominance is underscored by a staggering 4 trillion market valuation, the first company ever to reach that milestone. The second driver is the corporate expansion of AI. Global firms such as Microsoft, Meta, and Amazon are embedding AI into your core businesses, from advertising to cloud-based AI processes. Meta has also boasted rising user engagement and hints at nearing AI superintelligence. This draws significant investors' interest. Thirdly, government and policy tailwinds. Analysts today that AI rally is to the internet, you might compare it to the internet revolution of the late 1990s, supported by pro-market monetary policies. Policy moves like US government incentives and trade arrangements are reinforcing the positive sentiment. US GDP rebounded strongly in Q2 2025, up 3.3% despite the tariff war. This is because it's propelled in part by hefty AI infrastructure spending, helping lift the S&P 500 to record levels now that we see. Fourth, massive capital flows and strategic bets. So for example, we see capital flows into hedge funds like the Magneta has seen a 56% year-to-date returns, thanks to a massive investment by CoreWeave, a critical provider of AI data infrastructure. Lastly, the global AI momentum is also seen in other countries like China. Rapid revenue growth in AI from leaders like Alibaba, DeepSeek, and also Capricorn. We'll take a look at these later on. It's attracting investor enthusiasm. So what makes it different from the dot-com era, internet era? As you can see, unlike the internet bubble, today's AI surge is supported by real earnings and cash flow from established players like NVIDIA, Microsoft, and Amazon. Analysts point out that the appreciation is mixed with rational fundamentals, not just a hype. However, there are warning bells. Some of these AI stocks are showing extreme PE ratios. Take example for Palantir. Investors having to know that this is great amount of hype with solid financials, but PE ratio is as high as 800 over times. Nevertheless, the stock price is still rising. This can be seen with also some speculative IPOs on the first day of trading and high valuations. For example, the phenomenon can also echo some of the dot-com mania, raising concerns. So, next, we have the geopolitical and regulatory headwinds. For example, the US-China tech rivalry. Export restrictions on advanced chips, especially AI accelerators like NVIDIA, could limit growth in key overseas markets. For example, initially, US has been limiting NVIDIA's export of chips to China. However, the CEO has made a deal with the US Trump administration to give 15% of their profits on business with China. However, this still poses a risk in future, as we do not know what the US administration might do. Next, we have the data sovereignty rules. We are seeing that Europe and Asia are also tightening regulations on how AI models use and store data, adding compliance costs. Also, with antitrust and big tech scrutiny, US and EU regulators are examining whether AI investments by giants like Microsoft, Google, and Amazon create unfair competition. So, but there's a potential of AI overcapacity. Also, we see a race to build data centers. Companies are pouring billions into GPU clusters and cloud AI infrastructure. If demand slows down, we could see excess supply similar to past semiconductor cycles. Also, with the huge build-up of data centers, we can see falling marginal returns as well. And we have intense competition as everyone is trying to develop the AI models and chips, making pricing pressure, and that could squeeze profit margins. So as an investor concerned, if revenues don't scale as fast as infrastructure spending, valuations may correct sharply, echoing what is in the past, build now, profit later bubbles. Now, we take a look at the different sectors in the AI. First, we have the finance and fintech sectors. Using AI as the new alpha, AI is indeed transforming financial markets and institutions by driving automation, reducing fraud, and personalizing services at scale. Key trends like algorithmic trading and AI-driven research. Quant firms are using AI for rapid market analysis, trade execution, and also sentiment mining from news and also from social data. We also see credit scoring and underwriting, fintech players leveraging AI to improve credit access using alternative data, improving inclusion and reducing risk. Next, we have the risk and compliance automation. RegTech, which stands for regulatory technology, are firms that manage their regulatory obligations and compliance more efficiently. They use AI to automate processes like know your customer, anti-money laundering, AML checks, even transactions monitoring and regulatory reporting. They monitor these transactions in real time using AI, flagging off suspicious activity and fraud prevention. And last but not least, robo-advisory growth. Digital wealth managers also use AI for their portfolio construction. So notable players in this sector includes JP Morgan, which use AI-based fraud tools. MasterCard also use AI in their payments and security. Upstart, another AI-driven lending company, and also Palantir, which is a risk analytics for institutions and governments. So this is the fintech sector. The next sector is the robotics and industrial automation. This is the AI's fusion with robots in redefining the manufacturing, logistics, and defense sector. Key trends that we can see are intelligent robotics. These are AI-driven robots that perform more complex tasks in warehouses, like sorting off of parcels, factories, and even on some surgical sites. We also see AI enabled supply chains. So there's predictive analytics that help optimize sourcing, routing, and inventory under volatile global conditions. Also for autonomous systems, these are like the self-driving logistic fleets, the drones, the autonomous combat vehicles in war, as well as they are all in the development or early stage deployment. Lastly, we have the human-robot collaboration. So these are called the cobots. They learn from and work alongside humans and reduce the skill gaps. So some notable players in this industry are NVIDIA, which does robotics SDKs, and also the Boston Dynamics. They do the autonomous robots. We also have the Fanuc and ABB, which is an AI in industrial robotics, and Tesla also, which uses their autopilot in the electric vehicles, and also in their manufacturing of the vehicles in their factory lines. The third sector that's actually developing very quickly as well is the health tech and life sciences sector. This is the AI used in the diagnosis room. Healthcare is one of the most promising and impactful fields of AI, offering real-world results that improve lives and reducing systematic costs. The key trends that we see are in the medical imaging and diagnostics. This is AI helping radiologists detect conditions like cancer and heart disease with higher accuracy. Second, we have drug discovery. AI shortens the R&D life cycle by identifying molecules and predicting compound behavior and simulating clinical outcomes. Thirdly, we have the patient engagement. We have AI chatbots and virtual nurses enhance outpatient care and triage. Lastly, but not least, predictive analytics in hospitals. AI helps forecast patient deterioration, optimize staffing, and improve ICU outcomes. So the more notable players in this sector are the IBM Watson Health. This is the AI in diagnostics. We also have Moderna and biotech. This is the mRNA vaccine development, which we use AI recently also for COVID development, quick development. Next, we have the Tempus, which is AI in precision medicine, and also Viva Systems, which is in pharmaceutical, AI in the pharmaceuticals. And of course, we have other emerging sectors that's still developing, things like the construction and infrastructure. AI is used in 3D modeling, predictive maintenance, and site safety analytics. For example, Sterling Infrastructure, one of the company, is using AI for project delivery efficiency. Sterling Infrastructure is actually a US company providing specialty infrastructure services across 3 segments, which is e-infrastructure solutions, the transportation solutions, that's the roads and bridges, and building solutions for residential and commercial concrete. So besides construction, we also see AI in retail and consumer AI. This is a hyper-personalization, dynamic pricing of goods and services. So example, Amazon is using AI in their logistics and recommendation engine. So when you're using that, they use AI to see your consumer patterns. Lastly, we have the climate and energy. AI is also used to optimize the grid loads of electricity usage, detect any methane leaks, forecast renewable energy output. So for example, Google DeepMind, it actually optimizes data center energy usage by up to 40%. So these are the 4 sectors that AI has been developing. Next, we'll move on to how do we categorize the AI value chain. So actually, the global AI market is projected to grow from 208 billion in 2023 to 1.8 trillion by 2030. And this enterprise AI adoption is rising fast in this financial services, healthcare, and industrials. Over 50% of the Fortune 500 companies also develop some form of production level of AI, according to some McKinsey surveys. So as I was saying, the AI value chain actually falls on these 3 pillars that form the AI value chain. The semiconductors, which is a hardware backbone. This is actually like a layered ecosystem, just like the internet needed hardware. So services, servers and chips, operating systems, and networks before applications could thrive. AI also depends on these foundational pillars. So the semiconductors is the AI hardware backbone. Second, we have the AI software and platforms, which is the brains of the tools. Think of this as a ChatGPT, DeepSeek, etc. And then we have the cloud AI big tech infrastructure. So to support this, we need the servers and everything to support the workload. So this is a scalable delivery system. So each pillar plays a different role, but together they power the entire AI economy. So the first one, the semiconductors AI hardware backbone. To go in details, this actually provides the raw computing power needed to train and run AI models. Why is it important? Is because AI requires enormous processing speed and parallel computation, far beyond the traditional CPUs that we use. This is where the GPUs, the graphics processing units, and the tensor processing units, TPUs, come into place, and the custom AI chips as well. For example, the NVIDIA is dominating the AI GPUs used in data centers and training large models. Next, we also see TSMC, a Taiwan semiconductor manufacturer company, which manufactures advanced chips for companies like NVIDIA and Apple and AMD. So AMD is combining with Intel as well to compete with GPUs and AI-focused chips. Think of these semiconductors as the engines of the AI. Next, we have the software and platforms. So what do the software do? These are the frameworks, the toolkits, the models that make AI usable for businesses and developers. Why is it important? Without the software, the raw chips are basically useless. They are just hardware without any purpose. So platforms turn computing power into actual intelligence, whether it's natural language processing, NLP, or computer vision, or generative AI. So some examples of the software companies are the OpenAI, which is ChatGPT models, providing cutting-edge AI models. Next, we are also seeing a rising star, the Palantir, which is AI-driven analytics platforms for enterprises and government. We'll go into details of these companies later on. So next, also we will see Google, which is going to TensorFlow, and Meta PyTorch. These are open source frameworks for building and training AI models. The software and platforms are actually the brain of the AI. So they are turning silicon power into intelligent tools. Thirdly, we have the cloud AI and big tech infrastructure. So what it does is that cloud providers deliver these AI capabilities at scale, making them accessible to enterprises worldwide. Why is it important? Because training massive AI models or deploying them to millions of users requires vast infrastructure. There's storage, networking, computing clusters. So few companies can afford this on their own, and you need a very big company to support this. That is why we see big names in this sector like Microsoft Azure. Microsoft Azure is partnering with OpenAI, offering AI through its cloud services. Also, Amazon is also busy developing, offering AI and machine learning tools plus computing power. Google is also using Google Cloud, providing AI APIs, TPU clusters, and enterprise AI solutions. This is the distributed system scaling AI so that it can reach businesses as well as consumers like you and I on the internet globally. So how do they work together? In summary, semiconductors provide the hardware muscle. AI software and platforms turn that power into usable intelligence. And finally, cloud infrastructure deliver AI at scale to businesses and end users. Take, for example, NVIDIA produces GPUs hardware to run an OpenAI GPT models, which is software, which are made accessible worldwide using Microsoft Azure, which is a cloud infrastructure. All right, we'll now move on to we'll pick two companies from each sector that is worth mentioning. So for the first one, semiconductors, we'll be looking at NVIDIA and AMD. First up, NVIDIA. NVIDIA's market cap is about 4.06 trillion US dollars as of September this year. It's the most valuable company globally. Can be overtaken sometimes by other companies, but it's one of the most valuable company. So the PE ratio is trading at about 47.6 times. So typically the PE ratio for this AI companies are 30 plus, which is extremely high. So the forward PE is at 37.2 times. So we can see that this PE is actually higher than the forward PE already, which is quite high valuation. This is a trend that we will be mentioning throughout for all the companies. Yeah. So the revenue breakdown for this NVIDIA is about the fiscal quarter 2 of this year. Total revenue was $46.7 billion, up 56% year on year. So that's a very big improvement, which is supported by true revenue. Of that, data center revenue, primarily AI, is hitting 41.1 billion, also up 56% year on year, and plus 5% sequentially. And next we see the new Blackwell data center, which is also bringing revenue and growing 70% sequentially. The compute and networking segment, which is majority AI related, is accounting for 89% of its financial year 2025 revenue, about $116.1 billion, with graphics contributing roughly 11%. What do you look out for in NVIDIA for the earnings guidance? So key earning drivers, there's AI demand, especially the Blackwell chips, margin health. The gross margin is about 72 to 73%. It's not bad, and buyback capacity by the company. So watch for future guidance, especially around AI demand outside China. NVIDIA is looking to expand its market to China due to export restrictions and chip ramp-up momentum. Some deal pipelines worth mentioning is the new 1.5 billion GPU leasing deal. NVIDIA is signing a cloud start Lambda, which is leasing back about 18,000 GPUs over graphics processing unit over the 4 years. This helped NVIDIA retain control and flexibility, allocating the capacity. So we also see European investment in this NVIDIA. Germany has inaugurated the Jupyter exascale supercomputer powered by NVIDIA chips. So a showcase of the NVIDIA's strategic role in the global AI infrastructure. Next, with the China market, demand remains strong beside US policy shifts. Chinese firms are queuing for H20 chips. NVIDIA is preparing the next gen B38 chips, which is 6 times performance, higher pricing than China, pending the export approval as well. So these are some of the upcoming. Next, we also have macro regulatory factors, export restrictions that's very volatile. So NVIDIA has voiced strong opposition to the proposed US GAIN AI Act, citing concerns of undermining the competitiveness of the AI industry. So in summary, we see that NVIDIA has reached 4 trillion valuation, and the CEO, Jensen Huang, is a culture of mentorship and collaboration with the Sung Han founder. So there's a good leadership there. Mixed analyst sentiment with, while recent earnings are impressive, concerns linger around pricing, especially with China exposure, which is a lot of competition. Then next, we have the competition in industry, but some observers caution that possible AI bubble might be developing. So looking at the price now, this is taken a few days ago, 167.02. As you can see, it's in a retracement phase. You can see there's a possibility of support here that could be tested before it should be in range and might be pushing higher. That's for NVIDIA. Next, we'll move on to AMD, which stands for Advanced Micro Devices Inc. This is another hardware company. The market cap is about $245 billion as of September. The PE ratio is even higher. The trailing 12 months PE ratio is ranging from 86 to 91 times. This is significantly higher from peers like NVIDIA is 40 over time and 30 over times forward PE ratios. So this is much higher. While AMD doesn't publish a specific AI revenue, strong signs come from segment disclosures. So in the quarter 2 of 2025, the total revenue is about 7.685 billion. This is up 32% year on year. Data center brings in $3.2 billion, which is up 14%. Client and gaming we see 3.6 billion is up 69%. This is powered by the Ryzen CPU chips and Radeon GPUs. The AI revenue potential includes the Bank of America, which estimates that AMD could generate $2 billion from AI-related products ahead of the Q2 report. Wall Street expectations, analysts see the MI355 GPU sales potentially reaching a 3 billion quarterly run rate, which with the long-term annual AI revenue possibly exceeding $9 billion, implying earnings per share could surpass $9 per share. So what do we watch for AMD? In the quarter 3 revenue outlook, guided by $8.4 billion and $9 billion above consensus, and based on strong AI demand, which excludes the MI308 shipments to China. Gross margins expected rebound as export suppressed inventory write-offs fade. And also we have other events like unveiling of the MI350 chips previewed by MI400 Helios in 2026 next year. And also there's another MI500 in the pipeline for 2027. AMD is positioning itself to have an integrated AI platform across CPU, GPUs, software, networking. So there's a hyperscaler traction, growing interest from Microsoft, Meta, Oracle, MI355 shipping since June with strong demand reported. All right, some strengths include their broad product ecosystem. As mentioned, they're dealing with a wide spectrum of hardware, CPUs, GPUs, networking, and open source AI. Their strength is also there's a digit growth possibility by increased AI infrastructure spending and rising GPU penetration. However, there's some risk, as mentioned, high PE of 85 to 91 times. There's a huge margin for error if there's a downside. Geopolitical volatility, export restrictions, once again, the China facing competition, AI sales, competitive threats. NVIDIA is its biggest competitor, and Broadcom's company custom chips also, and faster insiders could limit AMD's market share growth. Right, so this is for the hardware sector. We will now move on to the second pillar, the software. We will be looking at Palantir and Viva. Palantir is an interesting company. This is actually one of the companies supported by the US government, and this is um, moving at a very fast pace for such a small company. Um, so it has a hardcore support for about 400 billion market cap, ranking Palantir among one of the top 20 US stocks by market value. Palantir was just out a couple of years. So the trading PE ratio is extremely elevated at 800 times, and currently trading at $173. If you check the price at the beginning of the year, you can see so which we much lower. It started off, if you have picked up at $5, it would have already been one of the multi times baggers already. All this within a span of 2 years. The trailing, as mentioned, the trailing PE ratio is 800 times. The trailing 12-month revenue is 3.11 billion as of mid 2025. AI revenue breakdown as follows, as shown. What to watch for this company is the Q3 revenue guidance. We have a $1.08 billion revenue, which is up 50% year on year for Q3. It's an impressive improvement. As mentioned, it's because it's supported by government spending. A lot of it, annual guidance is now raised to $4.14 billion. Previously, it's 3.89. So U.S. commercial revenue full year target is 1.302. Besides the government's spending, it is also trying to get more retail small companies as well. But the most bulk of it is still government. Right, so we recorded 157 deals worth greater than $1 million, including 42 deals more than $10 million. It's trying to expand its business elsewhere as well. Total contract value $2.27 billion with US commercial backlog alone $2.79 billion. There's a landmark, which is the Pentagon US government spending of $10 billion for a decade. So Palantir argues that its AI platform, which is AIP in short, offers ontology-based pure understanding, distancing itself from the standard LLMs that is described as jagged intelligence. So executives emphasize alignment with recent AI deregulation under Trump's AI action plan, expecting the smooth scaling of national and enterprise deployments. There's also key partnerships with Azure Government Cloud and integration with IBM's hybrid AI stack. So in summary, extremely high, sky high valuation, depending on federal contracts, and analyst sentiment are mixed, mostly neutral or bearish, but because of its high, but it's still moving very fast, very steep, and moving. The momentum, buying momentum is still very high. So we'll move on to the next one for the software part. This is the Viva Systems Incorporation. The market cap is $45 billion. The PE ratio is 55 to 56 times. The forward PE ratio is 36 times. So this is also elevated. Viva itself does not break out AI revenue separately. So their revenue comes from subscription plan. And the Q2 financial year 2026, the revenue is 789.1 million. The subscription is 659.2 million. This is up 17% year on year. Their roadmap is launched in December 2025, licensed at the Vault level, which is an add-on subscription. Expect monetization through uplift to existing Vault customers. So it's still very unclear how they're going to monetize this. What to watch for is the guidance trajectory for the third quarter of 2026. Revenue is 790 million. All right. Next, we have the deal pipeline. So we have the commercial cloud. They are upselling their Vault CRM. Their commercial cloud, as well as clinical and quality. There's a new Vault models and AI assistance for the medical side. data analytics, cross-6 and new AI features that improve target measurement. So watch out for their new pharmaceutical commercial expansions tied to AI capability. It's a very new company that you can take a look at. Next, we have the cloud AI infrastructure. This will be looking at Microsoft and Alphabet as two examples. For Microsoft, market cap $3.7 trillion, has been around for a long time. This is the second most valuable company globally, after Nvidia at $4 trillion. Valuation metrics, trailing PE of 36.3 times, and a forward PE ratio of 31.9 times. One of the more stable company. While Microsoft doesn't isolate AI revenue, its leadership in AI is deeply embedded across the core business segments, and AI being one of them now. Q2 highlights the Azure and Intelligent Cloud grew 26% to 29.9 billion. Azure alone surged 31 to 39% in recent quarters. Microsoft Cloud reached an annual run rate of $168 billion, up 23%. So the Copilot AI tools includes the Microsoft 365 Copilot, which has surpassed 100 million monthly active users. And their GitHub Copilot enterprise customers jumped 75% quarter-on-quarter. Some earnings guidance for Q4, expecting revenue about $76.4 billion to be up 18%. Microsoft also disclosed Azure revenue surpassed 75 billion annually, growing 34%. The capital expenditures outlook invested 24.2 billion, a huge expenditure in Q4 with future AI data center investments projected at $30 billion in Q3 of this year. They're spending a lot of money developing their data centers, and they have the capability to do so. So for their infrastructure, in summary, their Azure now spans about 400 plus data centers in 70 different regions with over 2 gigawatt added capacity and full AI first readiness across regions. Their OpenAI relationship, Microsoft has invested 13 billion in the OpenAI. Their partnership grants the Microsoft compute infrastructure control and revenue sharing through tensions. Though tensions are emerging over control and independence. Energy strategy. So to support the AI computing demand, Microsoft is investing in nuclear power, including reopening 3 Mile Island reactor for its data centers. A lot of electricity for the computing power is required. So for Microsoft, it has a massive scale. There's a diversified revenue across cloud, software, and consumer domains. Leadership in AI infrastructure with unmatched global scale deployment. So they have the financial strength with robust free cash flow, about 61 billion. The risk is their higher valuation, but not as high as many of the other AI companies, 36 times. Competitive pressure, we have other like AWS, Google, and macroeconomic exposure to capex cycles, which they are spending heavily on developing at the moment. So Microsoft still remains at the forefront of this AI boom, powered by large-scale cloud infrastructure, enterprise adoption, and AI service monetization. This is a strong company if you are looking to put it into your portfolio for AI exposure. Next, we also have Alphabet Inc., which is the Google. The market cap is $2.83 trillion as of September. Their trailing PE is much lower, 18 to 19 times. Forward PE being 21 to 22 times. So this is very attractive since there's potential for upside. And revenue breakdown, $96.4 billion as of June. Right, this is up 14%. Their segment includes Google services. This is in the search, YouTube subscription, and devices, which is about $82.5 billion. Their Google Cloud includes the AI infrastructure and Gen AI is $13.6 billion. This is also up 32% year on year. The strong surge underscores that Alphabet is actually growing very strongly and quickly expanding. And although not as popular, but it is also potentially one of the big powerhouses. It has also ramped up, like Microsoft, its capital expenditure to $85 billion in 2025 to expand their cloud infrastructure. And their products adoption includes the Gemini platform. They have 450 million monthly active users. This is up 50% quarter on quarter. Their developer community is huge, like 9 million using the Gemini 2.5. Their content creation is 70 million videos already via the VO3. AI impact. Will it be able to sustain this quarter on quarter of 30% growth every quarter? But I think this is just the beginning, so we still have to observe. So they have been spending a lot also to expanding. So this reflects confidence in this AI-driven economics scaling. So next we have the deal flow and infrastructure. Watch for announcements for multi-billion-dollar enterprise contracts by Gemini AI that has not been disclosed yet. Expansion of their GPUs or TPUs to external users also would add a lot of meat to the plate. So there's also some risk like antitrust ruling that's breaking out, but so far I think they went off unscathed. So for example, they avoided a breakout of Google Chrome or Android, allowed the continued Apple search partnership, but with some data sharing mandates. So they won the lawsuit case there. Developments around potential TPUs and DeepMind spin-off, which some analysts value at 900 billions of unlockable value. All right, these are the two picks from each sectors, but there are some honorable mentions as well. That's new. You can take a look. Snowflake, which is also listed on the New York Stock Exchange. This is a leading cloud-based data platform company that provides data warehousing, analytics, and secure data sharing solutions. Its platform allows organizations to store, process, analyze massive amounts of structured and semi-structured data across multiple cloud providers with the scalability and performance advantages. So it's increasingly integrating AI and machine learning as well. And it does not build chips like NVIDIA or provide cloud infrastructure, but it unlocks its value from data for AI use cases. And the second one is the Cambricorn Technologies. This is the China one. Listed on the Shanghai Stock Exchange. It's a Chinese AI chip designer specializing in neural processing units and semiconductor IP for artificial intelligence worlds. But China has warned that the price has surged too fast recently and warned caution in investing. So there might be intervention by the government there. Founded in 2016, the company initially gained recognition for providing AI chip designs used in the Huawei Kirin processors. Today, it develops AI accelerators, edge AI chips, and cloud inference processors, which powers applications in data centers, autonomous driving as well. So this is a semiconductor industry, the hardware backbone company. So if you want to diversify from US companies, you can also pick this from the Shanghai Exchange. And we do provide this in our Nova trading platform as well. Okay. So now we'll move on to how you trade smarter with Villanova 2.0. I would like to mention 2 points that we have. We have the fractional shares, because some of the share prices might be too high, and you can also trade fractional shares for investors who would like to build up their portfolio. And there's also share fundings that's upcoming. So just a quick touch on this part. So some benefits of the fractional shares trading is the affordability. You can trade invest as little as $1 US. So you can own high price US stocks, for example, like Booking is 5,474 per share, which is too high. But you need to, or Netflix at 1,258. You might not want to buy one share, you can buy fractional shares. You do not have to come up with such a big amount of capital to start investing. So there's also portfolio diversification. This allows you to do the stock picking yourself with a reduced cost instead of just using ETFs, right? And also precision investing. You can also, moving on, we will be providing notional amounts. So not just share quantity, for example, in future, there will be cases where you can just invest based on your decide the amount that you want to invest. For example, $100 in this share, and how many shares is that, and you can build out on that bit by bit. So it's very easy to use. You can just do it through our Villanova platform. There's a fractional share icon next to the eligible tickers. Not all counters are available, and this is a real-time execution trade. So only when the exchange is open you can place fractional shares placement. And not to worry, even if you are using fractional shares, you are still entitled to corporate action like dividends, and as long as the dividend is above 1 cent. So if we could ask questions, so I was mentioning in the future we would have notional value placement, but right now it's by quantity. The market types are basically market and day limit orders, and only our Nova platform provides support for this, but can be applied very easily. And the commission is very low at 0.38 cents for the fractional share trade. So this is very easy. After you open the Nova trading platform, you can just go to trade and quote and just toggle this thing, and you have access to it immediately. No delay there. And second method is buy the order ticket method straight from the quantity that you can just change it. So what are the advantages? As I mentioned, this is increasing buying power. There's leverage. Oh, sorry. Next, we'll move on the financing of this. Some of the intermediate traders might want to leverage on investing. So we will have upcoming financing available on shares financing coming up next month. More details will be provided, but some of the advantages includes the buying power increase. There will be diversification since you have more buying power. And if you are thinking of short-term leveraging and then exiting after a week, you can also make use of this. So Villanova offers a one-stop platform to trade across multiple assets, including stocks, futures, and forex. You can trade on the go with our Nova trading app, using a smartphone as well as on PC desktop devices. When you trade with us, you are exposed. You can use our charts are powered by the TradingView, and you can gain access to over 100 technical indicators. Market depth is also available, and you can view liquidity and trades for particular price in the market easily. There's no maintenance fees when account opening is free, and you can monitor your trades wherever you are, wherever you want, using the mobile app. Villanova has been a trusted and MAS licensed broker since 1983. So recent action by MAS and Singapore Police Force underscores the risk of some unlicensed trading platforms. In contrast, Villanova gives you the peace of mind with regulations and transparent operations. Next, I would go a quick demonstration of the platform. So this is the install platform. There's also a web version of it. As mentioned, we have the trading charts available from TradingView. Yeah. So the watch list is where you can. This is a multi-asset platform where you can trade stocks as well as futures, and you can see this from the asset class over here. For stocks, it will be indicated as EQ equities, and you can trade futures contracts also, where the underlying can be stock indices, commodities, energy sector, or precious metals. If you're interested in forex, it's also available. So this is like one platform that manages your entire trading asset classes, right? And to add the symbols, you can just click on the add symbol over here, and this can be added according to the asset class. For example, if you want to go into stocks, you can click on stocks and click on the exchange over here with the simple exchange. Just search for do a search type for the computer UN, and you can highlight the heart to add it into watch list. So besides here, we have a quick access menu. We have notifications for you where you have product promotions as available, or even some news that we actually, for example, over here we see the Apple Inc. information. Any updates will be also easily available on the platform for free. And in this trading platform, you'll also be able to convert your currencies. As you can see, you have trading across a wide, broad spectrum of products. So that may be dealing with different currencies. and the conversion can be done online by yourself, and our rates are very competitive. And for example, if you want to change Sing to US dollars, you can do so using this platform over here, right on the trading platform itself. Withdrawals can also be done at the trading platform itself. Just need to submit it through. Once your bank is verified, it will be processed. Before 11 a.m. can be processed on the same day. Statements, we'll be sending statements to you for, whenever there are trades done on a daily basis. If not, you can also choose to download the statements here, but take note that the statements are only kept for 8 weeks, and it will be advisable to download those statements or keep your emails with the daily statements. So for deposit of funds can be done quickly via PayNow. Simply come here to generate QR code, and this will be your account, and you just within 15 minutes will be credited into your account for trading. And we also have a history of the fund deposit for your reference. Excuse me. Over here, when you submit orders, you can see that orders are monitored by the working orders, completed orders, open position tabs. And on the last row over here is where you see your funds, right? You start off with your account balance, and for any closed position, there'll be a realized profit and loss for that day. And then the unrealized part is when you have open positions. For stock proceeds, as we know, there's settlement time and might take 1 day. So selling of shares will take some time before this tax proceed will come into the account balance. All right, account equity is the cash in hand in the account that can be used for trading. Initial margin is for future contracts. Total stocks value is the portfolio of shares that you own, how much they are currently, which is a live display of the value. So you can see that you can toggle this. They will indicate the currency of your portfolio value as you wish. But this is just an indicative value and not an actual conversion of the funds. Okay, so because of time constraints, I'll move on back to the all right. So for commission, when you trade with us, you will gain a competitive commission as low as 0.08%. This is a pre-deposit trading account, so you need to fund in before you can start purchasing shares. There's no minimum comp for the purchasing of US shares. So for Singapore shares, there is a minimum of sorry, no minimum except for US as a minimum. Commission is charged on a per trade basis. So for the fractional shares, if for budget conscious investors who wish to diversify into shares with high notional price, fractional shares is available at 38 cents per order. This is something that's reduced. And amalgamation of trades is allowed for all exchange except for US shares. So take note of that. All right, Villanova offers this one-stop platform to trade across multiple assets. You can trade stocks, futures, and forex. Trade on the go with our Nova trading app using your smartphone as well as your PC desktop devices. You can also enjoy the TradingView and gain access to indicators. There's also an AI chat box available in the Nova mobile app. This is powered by DeepSeek. So when you're trading and you wish to look for information, simply just type in the AI box using the trading app, and you get your answers for all the investment advice from the AI. So just to introduce some of the personal services, if you sign up an account with me, I'll be actually servicing your account. As mentioned, I'm a dual license holder that specializes in futures, forex, and stocks. I offer the dedicated services, including providing you the economic data updates, trading advice via WhatsApp. So this is all for free once you sign up the account. And there's also a personalized coaching session tailored for traders who are novice or to intermediate levels, delivering it to you via online or in person, face-to-face. So apart from coaching, I provide my clients with practical tips on managing the risk effectively to avoid overexposure in their positions. So based on market trends, I conduct regular webinars. For example, now the webinar is on AI due to the surge in the AI stocks recently, and you can enjoy sharing this. And I enjoy sharing this market insights with you and the trade ideas with fellow passionate investors. If you're interested in having a trading coach and find my services suitable, just scan the QR code below here to secure a free one-to-one coaching session. During the session, I can cover technical analysis and also demonstrate some strategies using our Nova platform. So sign up for a free account now. It takes only a few minutes using SingPass. There's no minimum deposit required. So besides my services, we are also supported by a company analyst, which gives emails you the technical reports on our suggested levels for your reference. These are entry and exit levels for your consideration. It will be sent as daily trading highlights, showing directional views from global research desks of Trading Central. This can be a starting point for you in your own research, just by simply opening an account and you have access to the research. To identify opportunities, market includes like Dow Jones, Nasdaq, S&P, all the US, Nikkei as well, index SGX, FTSE China, SGX Simsky, as well as crude oil, Hang Seng Index, gold and silver. So across a wide spectrum of products. Besides that, we have the daily commentaries as well for the fundamentals. We covered that in this reports to give you update on economic news happening around the world. This will keep you updated on the latest economic news that might have a potential impact, saving you the work of searching it on the internet. So we actually provide here the fundamental as well as the technical aspects of trading information to you, and you can have a platform ready to enter the market whenever you are ready. Besides this analyst report, you can also reach out to me with technical views on your trades as well. So simply sign up for this free account opening now by scanning the QR code. Take this opportunity on the surging trend in AI, where artificial intelligence is reshaping the industries worldwide. The trend is only getting stronger, from semiconductors to cloud platforms. Billions are being invested. There's huge capital expenditure from companies creating powerful trading opportunities. By investing into AI-related stocks and building a portfolio of these, you are tapping into a mega trend that could define the next decade. This will be a good chance to start trading on the AI stocks. You can start trading fractional shares with Philip Nova to build on the portfolio. Also, there are absolutely no platform fees when you open an account and no maintenance fees. So just simply use this QR code, scan the QR code, and I'll be assisting you on your journey and on your account matters if you have a dedicated servicing AE on your trading account. And I look forward to seeing you and onboarding you on this trading journey. We have come almost the end of it. Now let's go to the Q&A session first. Let's try to answer some questions. So some simple questions here. Is there a minimum amount to open account? There's no minimum amount to open an account. You can simply open an account by scanning the QR code. The account will be ready. You'll be access to live prices for US stocks as well as certain exchanges, future exchanges, which can assist you to subscribe to. And we have promotion for futures trading as well, for promotional commission trading as well for the futures as well. So there's no minimum amount to open an account, and there's no maintenance fee once you open the account as well. When you are ready, you can just simply fund in via PayNow, and within 15 minutes, the funds will be credited in the account. Is coaching free? Yeah. Once you sign up the account, the coaching is free. Can be tailored to what you require, and explaining to you to the platform or even a technical analysis coaching session. We'll just give you a few seconds. I think that's about the questions we have. Okay, I think we shall end it here. Thank you for being such a wonderful audience. If you require a demo account to try out, you can also scan the QR code later that I will show. And to attend the upcoming webinars, you can scan the QR code in the middle over here. And this is the demo account on the left. And If you wish to open account, scan the QR code on the right, and I'll get in touch with you. This webinar will also be put up later on in a couple of days, so feel free to revisit via YouTube again. Once again, thanks for being such a wonderful audience, and I wish you a good evening ahead. Thank you.